The one constant thing about PCOS is that it actually very much sucks, but there are some things that we can use to help support us, to help us feel a little bit better throughout the entire process. In today's video, I wanted to talk about what I did in the month of September to help support my PCOS body, y'all. I have about 6 or 7 steps that I want to share, some things that I've been able to do strategically throughout September to kind of help me figure out what is really going on, what do I need more of, what do I need less of, and what is actually supporting me and helping me in terms of supplements and vitamins and diet change. When I tell y'all I've been so ready to crash out, and I'm checking my microphone now because of it. I recorded this entire video the first time, looked back on my footage, and my microphone died after the second clip. So, alright, let's jump straight in. The very first tip that I can give you all for tracking your PCOS is to track it in a journal, on your phone, whatever you need to do to write down what you are eating, how you are feeling, your cycle. Do you have a cycle? Do you not have a cycle? Are you spotting? Do you feel cramps, lower back pain, breast pain? Like, write down, track down all of the symptoms, track down what you are feeling, track down what you are eating, and try to find any correlation that you can find in between the two. And this is so important because if you are overwhelmed, if you do not know where to start, if you don't know what the heck is going on and why it's going on, you need to sit down and you need to be present in your body and figure out what is happening with my body and why is this happening to my body. And that's going to take time, but it's also going to take a lot of awareness and a lot of intentional tracking, intentional observation with yourself. All right, let's talk about step number 2, which is of course going to be your diet. Now, I am guilty of not always eating the healthiest, but you need to be tracking what you are eating and how much of it you are eating. That goes for healthy and unhealthy foods, liquids, solids, all the things. Track what you are eating, write down, create like a little journal, or just take a snapshot. Like, I'm eating this today. I ate this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Or I didn't eat anything for breakfast today. I didn't eat anything for lunch today, but I did have this for dinner. The more you are tracking, the more you are seeing what is going into your body and how your body feels based upon what you are eating. For me specifically, this helped me figure out I need more protein, I need more fiber. I felt so much better when I had those two. I felt so much better when I prioritized those over snacking throughout the day or over anything sweet like muffins or cookies or like sweet beverages. Like, I realized also I love and was addicted to sugary beverages, smoothies, pop, juice, all those things, but they made me feel like crap. And in order for me to understand that you need to let them go, I had to also see and feel like this makes me feel horrible, and it is because of this sugary beverage, and I have to let it go. Now, with that being said, I know it is hard for you to go cold turkey and just give up your pop, give up your juice. Here's what I started that helps me. If I'm doing juice, instead of filling up the entire cup, only do half or a quarter. Right? So if I'm doing 8 ounces, I'm going to do 4 ounces of juice. And then the rest of the 4 ounces, I'm going to kind of dilute what I'm drinking with water. Also, 2 bottles of water before I get any pop or any juice, or before I even start snacking as well. And if I want a sweet treat or a sweet drink, I'm going to go for an Olipop, or I'm going to go for a, what's the other one? Poppy, before I go for any Faygo or Mountain Dew or Sprite, right? And like, if you're out and you're going to a restaurant, you're going to a fast food chain, because, you know, that's all you got time to stop for, get water. Ask for something that's better than just pop or a drink that you know is going to make you feel horrible, y'all. Okay, to continue with food, here's something that I thought was crazy, and I thought the dietitians and the nutritionists were just saying it to say it, until I actually started trying it, y'all. It is eating within an hour after you've woken up. Now, I thought that this was crazy. I thought it wouldn't really make a difference, but I actually started to feel the difference once I realized after an hour, I need to eat something after I wake up. and it needs to be fulfilling. It needs to be with nutrients. It needs to be something that my body is needing in order to get through the day, to move throughout the day. So let's talk about breakfast. I am not a breakfast person. I never really liked breakfast, and I understand why now, because when I was a child, breakfast used to make me feel groggy. And groggy, I mean like fatigued. Like I felt slowed down whenever I ate breakfast. But that's because, y'all remember when we went to school and they used to give us breakfast before like state testing, but it would be something sugary, like it would be Cinnamon Toast Crunch or a muffin or a cinnamon roll. Those things, that sugar made me feel horrible. It made my blood sugar crash, and it made me regret eating breakfast because I didn't realize that I need to have protein, and I need to have fiber, and I need to have veggies, and I need to have fruits in my breakfast for breakfast, instead of the cinnamon toast, instead of the muffin, instead of the bread, instead of all the other sugary carbs that we tend to go for, right? So honestly, changing what breakfast looked like for me meant more eggs, maybe leftover protein from the night before, veggies in my eggs, fruits like berries, apples, raspberries, pears, all those things, watermelon, strawberries, and then nuts. And then unintentionally, I fell in love with Greek yogurt. I thought I would hate it. I thought it would be nasty, but give it a try. If you don't want it by yourself, get you a little pack of unsalted or salted pistachios or cashews or almonds. Sprinkle that on top with a little bit of honey or a little bit of fresh fruit and try it. I promise y'all, you might like it. Looking at breakfast as fuel that I needed helped me move better throughout the day, and it also helped me to snack less throughout the day, especially when you are trying to get as much protein as possible in those first 2 meals in your breakfast and lunch. Okay, moving on to tip number 3, I want to talk about exercise. I'm gonna be so for real with y'all. I do not like exercise for real.
I gotta be honest, I hate working out. Everyone's always like, oh, you'll feel so much better after you do it. I don't. I feel more tired, I feel sweaty, I feel hungrier.
If it looks like exercise and I can't trick my brain to think that it's not, I'm not really gonna enjoy it. But I will say, walking, dancing, a light jog, or whatever you can do to get movement in 10 to 20 minutes after you eat, after each meal, is going to help. I underestimated it. I started to try it and I'm like, oh my God, this actually works. Like after lunch, after dinner, just moving 15 or 20 minutes made me feel better. It made me get better sleep, which is also very important. And it also like releases those endorphins, that hormone that you need to make you feel better if you've had a bad day, or if you've felt fatigued all day, or if you've had like a grumpy kind of attitude because your hormones are going crazy and you don't understand what's going on. Movement helps. It is underrated. I know a lot of people you just don't want to work out, you don't want to move as much as you do, but you should. Please, I'm telling y'all, give it a try. Start slow. If you need to start slow, just say, hey, 10 minutes, I'm going to set a timer after I eat, after every meal, and I'm going to move. I'm going to do something, right? All right, moving on to step number 4, I want to talk about supplements, y'all. These are the supplements that I have been taking for the past month. I have been gradually introducing them to the point where now I take all of them all together, and they have given me great results. I know that it can be super overwhelming when it comes to trying to figure out what supplements to take, what is going to work for you, right? But I promise you, once you start tracking and you start seeing what you need help with, that can give you a starting point to research. I need help with weight loss. I need help with better sleep. I need help with my insulin. Like my insulin is crashing at the end of the day. What can I do? What can I take based on what I need support with? And for me, the very first supplement that I tried that has actually worked, y'all, has been myo-inositol. And I specifically have the Black Girl Vitamins Myo and D-Chiro-inositol because I have tried other brands on Amazon and I have had stomach aches. I've had breast pain with those other brands, but I did not have it with this brand. So this is the brand that I'll be using from here on out and that I actually really do trust. It is their Myo and D-Chiro-inositol, and I take this 1 in the morning with breakfast and then 1 in the afternoon with lunch. And y'all, I credit this to bringing back my period. I am a person who went through a period in college where I was very, very stressed one semester, and I looked down and I didn't have a period. Then my period came back by the time the semester ended and we were starting the summer. Less stress, right? And then when it came back again, my cycle actually came back for several months. It was so confusing, so irritating, painful at the same time, and doctors weren't really giving me the answers that I needed. I did ended up taking the birth control for a couple of days to see if that would help. It actually did absolutely nothing for me, and I literally had to pray for my body to stop bleeding, y'all. I had to pray and just ask God, please stop this bleeding, because I don't understand what is going on, and doctors are not making it clear for me to understand. Then after that point, y'all, I never had a regular cycle ever again. I barely have a cycle twice a year. And if it isn't for this myo-inositol, I probably wouldn't have one at all, I believe, due to just how stressed and fatigued and how inflamed my body was, and my body still is, to be quite honest, and I'm working through it. But myo-inositol has really helped. I've seen a lot of people say that this gave them back a great period. It allowed them to conceive. So many great things about this. I really do trust this, and y'all, I can't say enough good things about this. I was really losing hope overall with trying to get my cycle back until I started myo-inositol. Now, because I have insulin resistance, sometimes my blood sugar kind of crashes and I feel horrible, and I wanted to look up what can help with that, and also what can help with kind of pushing my body to help lose weight. And then that's when I came across berberine. So with my myo-inositol, I take my berberine, meaning I take it in the morning at breakfast, and then I take it in the afternoon at lunch. And this has really helped with those blood sugar crashes. Before, it was really bad. I felt really bad throughout the day, and the combining of this and eating a little better has helped. I'm not 100% a great clean eater. I can't promise that. I can't get on here and lie and tell y'all that, but I will say that the berberine helps, even sometimes when you are kind of slacking and you aren't eating the greatest. Not an excuse, but it does help. The next thing that I like to use is going to be my zinc. Now, I know my zinc is helpful for your immune support and also for your skin, but honestly, I feel like this contributes to a better cycle as well. It's something about taking the zinc that just makes when I am bleeding a little better. I haven't had any really bad cramping. I haven't had any really bad back pain or breast pain like I used to have, and I feel like the myo-inositol and the zinc both work together to kind of make it just a little bit more enjoyable as it comes to a period, right? The very last thing that I want to talk about is the supplement that I take at the end of the day. If you struggle with sleep like me, supplements, drugs can only help so much. Part of it is your sleep hygiene, but the other part is also making sure that you have the right vitamins. And for me, magnesium glycinate has helped so much. This claims to support your heart, bone, nerve, and the muscle health, so there's added benefits, but I feel like I specifically have seen help with my sleep through taking this. I take this at night. I try not to be on my phone too long. Some nights I do kind of give in, but that's the other part. Sleep hygiene, making sure that you are preparing your body to wind down
and turn off the light, get off that phone, and go to bed, bitch.
That means if you need to get up and exercise after dinner, do that. If you need to make sure 2 to 3 hours before you're getting in the bed, you're turning off the TV, you're turning off your devices, you're turning off your phone, do that. Find other hobbies, find other things to do before bed to get you off your phone. It really is your phone, y'all. You are addicted to your phone.
I hate to admit that they're right sometimes, but sometimes it really is that damn phone.
And you have to stop, and you have to be better if you want to improve your sleep hygiene, if you want to improve your sleep. Magnesium, vitamins, and magnesium sprays alone, I don't think they'll help you too much. But when you combine the two, you probably will get some good sleep. For me, better sleep. I also feel like it improved the quality of my sleep. I was able to sleep a little deeper. a little heavier than I usually am, and I really do appreciate that, because sometimes you almost get insomnia with PCOS. Like, you can be up and up forever almost, and it feels crazy, but it really is something that you have to prioritize to help your body reset and help your body restore itself, because you need sleep, right? So, all right, those are all the supplements and the diet and the health things I want to talk about, but I want to take a little bit of time to also talk about mental and emotional health and spiritual health as well, because I feel like those should be included when we talk about supplements and we talk about tips and tricks to help get closer to healing and to help get closer to rebalancing our body. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is dump journaling. I am a person who can wake up very anxious, very nervous. Sometimes the anger from yesterday might carry into the next day, the sadness, the disappointment. And for me, what has truly been helping is, as soon as I wake up, once those thoughts start rushing, I've been dump journaling. I've just been dumping it all out on a journal. And you can do that different ways. Sometimes you don't have the strength or the energy to write it all down and like be precise about your words and the words that you're writing or you're using. If you cannot do that, or if it feels like just a task to do that in a day, just open up your phone and open up a voice notes and dump everything that is on the top of your mind, that is worrying you, that is causing you stress. Dump it all out, let it all go, put it in God's hand, and make a vow then after that to move forward and move throughout the day, being more intentional in your body, being more intentional with your mental health, trying to say like, I'm not going to be negative today. I'm going to show up for myself today. I'm going to show up for my body today. And it might seem cliche, it might seem super simple, but it can get hard, and it is definitely needed to help you stay consistent on trying to figure out your health, what is going on when you don't have a clear path of this is going to help. It's frustrating because you can talk to doctors and you can just feel like they're bouncing you around from specialist to specialist, go here, go there, and nobody is giving you clear, direct, straight answers. And you feel just lost, and you feel like everything is just being piled and dumped on you, and you have to take what you can and dump it on God. I know it sounds crazy, but dump it on God, because He can handle it. He can take care of it. And some things are not meant for you to hold on to, and some things are not for you to stress about continuously. So you have to let it go, and you have to learn how to let it go, and you have to wake up and choose to let it go. Another thing is just the affirmation. For me, I've been like, okay, God, I cannot be in control of everything if you are in control. You are in control. That means I can't be in control of everything. So Lord, give me the strength and the wisdom to do what I can with what I can, how I'm supposed to, and let you handle the rest of it. And I have to catch myself and repeat that in order for me to understand that that is all I can do, right? I don't have all the answers, and it's going to be okay because I don't have all the answers, right? The next thing that I've done for my mental and emotional health has been a 5-minute prayer. I've been super consistent in the last 2 weeks. I have a little calendar up there that shows a little check mark each day I do it. But whenever I feel either overwhelmed, or sometimes I just feel overwhelmed with good emotions, I feel happy, I feel grateful, I stop. I literally stop. I take my phone, I take my iPad, or I look at the clock. Whatever is closest to me, whatever is the least amount of work, I stop. I put a 5-minute timer on, and I just thank God in the moment for whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm going through. I thank Him for keeping me. I thank Him for allowing me to still have my body, to be able to still live in this body, to be able to still take care of this body, to be able to figure out the issues and the problems that I have and work through it with whatever I have. I know it sounds cliche. I know it sounds crazy, but when you feel so downtrodden and you feel so like defeated, you need those moments. I realized I needed those moments. And I didn't care at this point how cliche or how corny it seemed or how that's not really gonna work. It works. It worked for me, and I'm pretty sure it'll work for other people as well. Just taking 5 minutes to be thankful, be calm, be quiet, be still, and enjoy the moment. Enjoy what you do have, and thank God for what you do have. Okay? The next thing I want to talk about is actually going to be about my Bible. I do not have it here with me. I left it downstairs. But a scripture a day really does keep the madness away. Y'all, I underestimated how much being in my word would help my mental and emotional health so much. And I have seen people talk about it on TikTok on how there is neuroscience studies that back up that reading the word makes you feel better. Like people who are in their word 10 to 15 minutes a day got better at this. Their mental health got better. Their depression got better. And until I started doing it, I didn't believe it. But when I'm in my word, I feel better. When I'm in my word, I'm able to move better with other people, with myself, with my goals, with things that come to break my spirit, things that come to kind of get me discouraged. I feel better, and I'm able to move better through those things when I'm in my word. When I read what other people in the Bible have been through, but God has been there and have helped them through. When I read the scriptures that I can say out loud, and like how I can call on God, different ways that God can shape and morph into what I need when I need it. It helps so much. It is so important to be doing that for your mental, emotional, and physical health, y'all. All right, the sixth thing that I want to talk about is actually going to be self-care. I know that this can be hard because we live in a world where social media is telling you that self-care is going out and buying a gajillion different things, and I'm not going to be a liar. I got a bunch of stuff behind me because I fell into the trap of believing that self-care means go out and buy $500 worth of skincare and makeup or a new bag or new shoes to make yourself feel good. And that is not necessarily all that encompasses self-care. For me, what that means is stick to your routines. Stick to your skincare routine. Stick to a schedule of I'm cutting my phone off at this time and I'm actually going to sleep. I'm not going to scroll. I'm not going to doom scroll tonight. I am going to do my 5-minute prayer. I am going to read my word. It can also be as simple as I'm going to pick a new hobby. I'm going to try a new hobby. And I also think that hobbies are super important because they allow an avenue for release. I am convinced that creating is a way to release pain, a way to release disappointment, a way to release grief. And I feel like God gave us that ability to help us process through life. And so for me, my hobbies can be anything. I'm beading, I'm painting, I am bedazzling something, I am doing makeup, I'm making a video, I'm making a TikTok, I'm doing something, right, that is going to help me. And my light just died, but I'm determined to finish this, y'all. The very last tip, the very last piece of support that I can offer to you all is actual support from other people. Community is so important. It's so incredibly important. We are designed and built to do life in community. And so it's important that you try to find your community, find where you belong, find people to be there with you, and find people for you to pour into and for them to pour back out into you. And that could be something that's just clocking in and being more intentional with your family members, your friends that you already have. But it could also be learning how to build community online through people who have similar lives as you, who have similar symptoms as you. Find people who are going through what you are going through. Y'all, I have come across so many people on TikTok who have similar symptoms as me, and they've given me loads of research, loads of different things to look at, to study. And lastly, even if you feel like you have nobody here down on earth, let me look you in the eyes and tell you, you have God, you have Jesus, you have a heavenly Father who loves you, who cares for you, who understands what you are going through, who understands how frustrating it is. Please do not forget that. Please do not forget to call on him and to pray to him. And yeah, y'all, that is all I have for this video. I hope that some piece of information can help you, can encourage you. I hope that Me sharing the things that I've done can help you some way, somehow. And if you want to hear more videos about beauty, about self-care, about makeup, about God, stay tuned. Hit the follow button, hit the like button. Let me know down below if anything has helped you and any tips that you can share to anybody else who is dealing with PCOS. And I will see y'all in another video.